Today I'm going to be doing a throwback video, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to look back at my March favorites from last year and share with you guys what I still like, if I've changed my opinion on anything that I haven't repurchased, things like that, and just kind of reflect on what I thought about those things then and what I think about them now to see if they're still favorites and if they're still things that I love. That way you guys can really see, was it just something that was kind of a fleeting, I liked it then because I was using it? Is it something that stuck around? That sort of thing. I've seen lots of other people do this. I know like Kristen Game does them, and she was one of the first ones that I saw do it, and I kind of always went by them because I never really understood what they were. I thought she was like re-uploading old videos when I saw them, and so now that I understand what they are, I think that they're really useful videos to really talk about and see what favorites there are. So I know Pretty Pistol 86 has done these as well. I will try to link you guys to those channels at least. I know that there's other people that do them, but those are the main two that I've watched. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys some of the things that I loved last year at this time, and then my thoughts on those things now. So let's see. The very first thing is something that I still love, I still have. This is the Maybelline The Rocket Volume Express Mascara. I got mine in waterproof, which really helps my eyelashes stay curled, and I talked about this in my last couple of videos, or at least talked about it in my most repurchased videos, and then I've put it up as my favorite mascara because I'm doing March Beauty Challenge on my Instagram, so this was my favorite mascara. I absolutely love this mascara, and it is a great layering mascara. I almost always use this as my first coat for any mascara that I use. I talked about the NYC mascara that I tried out recently. I didn't like it that much, but I loved it in conjunction with this. I put this on first and then I put that on, and it's much better than it is by itself. So this is still a favorite. I have gone through at least, this is my third one I think of it now, and I continue to repurchase it. I have another one sitting as a backup in my drawer because I love it that much. The next item that I mentioned in my video was a Project Pan item, so I don't have it anymore, but it was the Maybelline Dream Mousse Blush in Peach Satin, and I really liked that when I was using it at the time, but as I got to use it more and more, its consistency, like it got really difficult to work with as it got towards the bottom of the container. It balled up and was kind of a pain to use sometimes, and so it wasn't a favorite necessarily anymore by the time I got done with it, but I did really like it while I used it when it wasn't the kind of weird consistency. I loved the way it applied. It was a great natural blush. I also mentioned that another similar one would be the L'Oreal MagicSmooth Souffle blush in, I have Cherubic. And so this one I haven't used as much as I thought I would after I got done with that other one, but it is a really great consistency. It's a nice blendable texture. It looks really nice and natural on the cheeks. So once I get done with my Stila ones, I think I'll get back into this one again, but it is a very, very nice blush. And I like the mousse consistency ones. I think those are nice. They blend out a lot easier on the skin, I think. Like I have a cream one right now that I'm using, the Stila one, and I don't think it blends out as nicely as some of these do. So that one's not necessarily a favorite anymore, and obviously you can't repurchase it anymore. I think I mentioned before that those are discontinued, but I do like the moussey texture ones. Like this one I like a lot, but I haven't gotten to the bottom of this one either, so it might be doing the same thing that the other one does by the time I get done with it. Next up was an Urban Decay eyeliner in Oozy. So I had a double-sided one when I talked about this before, but I had bought a set of the Urban Decay eyeliners, and I have another full size in Oozy. It's a nice just basic gray color. I haven't used it as recently. I've been working on using up a couple different other eyeliners, but this one I still do really like. It is a good one for more natural days, so it's not like too intense. It's not a black, it's a gray, and it looks really nice. So I still really like this one. It's sitting in my eyeliner drawer for the ones that I reach for more often when I'm not using the ones that I'm using up right now. They don't last as long as the NYX ones. I find that these tend to smear out a little bit more than the NYX ones do, but they're still good eyeliner pencils, and I would always recommend looking at the sets that they sell around Christmas because those are great deals. Next up, I have a bronzer that I mentioned. That was the Maybelline Dream Sun Bronzing Powder Matte, and mine was in matte, medium matte, I think, matte medium, something like that. The tag has come off of it now. This one was a limited edition one. I have made a fair amount of progress in it. There's a pretty good dent because I used it from about that time that I mentioned it last March to through the end of the year, possibly. I don't know. I used it for a really long time, and I didn't make, you know, a dent. I don't see pan or anything like this. I really like this one. It is more of a matte bronzer. So like the one I'm using right now is Laguna, and it has more of a shimmer to it. And I'm just trying to use that up. That's in one of my Finish 5 projects, Finish 5 by Cinco de Mayo. I've discovered I'm just not, I don't think I'm that much of a bronzer person. I use it, but I don't feel like it makes a huge difference, but I have a ton of them in my collection, so I want to use them up. But I don't need that many because I just don't like bronzer that much. I guess it kind of makes a difference, but it's not huge. So I would say this probably isn't so much a favorite anymore just because I discovered I don't like bronzer that much. I don't know, maybe that's weird, but I don't find that it's essential. I use it because I have it, not because I think that it makes a huge difference. Next up, I mentioned my Lorac Pro Palette. So in that video, I mentioned there were a couple combos that I reach for more often. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek here. I have been working on panning this palette, so I have made a lot of progress since then. I'm done with champagne now. I have a huge dent in mauve. I have hit pan and cream. And this palette, I like the colors in it, but I'm realizing for myself that I don't tend to reach for the colors down here all that often. They're just not things that I tend to go for. I discovered in using champagne that it had so much fallout. It was incredibly fallout prone. So I learned that I had to spray my brush and then put it on that way. Otherwise there would be like glitter down my face. I still really, really love mauve. Mauve is probably my favorite thing of this entire palette. And using it every day, so I've been using it since the beginning of the year, every day. And in using it that often, I don't feel like it's as great as I thought it was at first. Once I finish this, I'm not going to repurchase it. I have other palettes that I like better, and honestly, the Lorac Pro 2, I like the color variety in that one a lot better. The only thing that I think I will really miss in this one is mauve because it's a great crease color. But other than that, I don't feel like this is as good as I thought it was originally, to be honest. I mentioned the GlamGlow Mud Clearing Treatment Mask, which I still really like. I haven't used it since then. I used up my sample that I had, and I just don't want to spend the $70 to repurchase it. It's a really expensive mask. It does do great things, I think, but it's really expensive. And so I've been sticking with other masks. I used up my Queen Helene Mint Julep mask. I'm just trying to stick drugstore for the most part because $70 is too much to spend on a mask that's going to go fairly quickly. So I love it a lot, and at some point when I have more disposable income that's not going towards wedding things and things like that, I will probably repurchase it, but I just don't have the inclination right now to buy it. So I also mentioned the Garnier Nourishing Cleansing Oil, and that I really did like. I used up probably 2 or 3 bottles of it, and then I stopped repurchasing it because I had coconut oil, and I figured I should use that up and go with that. And plus I know that's a more organic substance, and it works pretty much the same. I feel like the Garnier one took off my eye makeup with a little less irritation, but they're still pretty comparable. So because I have that already, it's a lot less expensive. It's a little bit messier and things like that, but I haven't repurchased it lately. If you guys have any suggestions for really good cleansing oils, let me know that in the comments below. I tried the DHC cleansing oil in a couple samples, and I didn't think that that was great. So if you guys know that there's ones that you think are really worth it, let me know that in the comments below because I'd love to hear. Otherwise, I think I might stick with coconut oil. I might get like one of those makeup eraser towels, something like that, to take it off. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. The next thing that I mentioned was the Dove Winter Care Body Wash. This is probably my 3rd bottle of this. I think I got a set of it at Sam's Club last spring or something like that. This stuff I am almost done with again. I absolutely love this. I thought about stocking up on it when they came out because I know it's still in stores right now, and I absolutely love it. I feel like it is super, super nourishing. It is one of my absolute favorites. But I have other body washes that I need to work through, so I should not buy any more right now. But this stuff is fantastic. If you haven't tried it before, you definitely should. It's still one of my all-time favorites. It is a fantastic, nourishing, moisturizing body wash, and my skin always feels so much softer when I use it. The next thing that I mentioned was Living Proof, the 5-in-1 Styling Treatment, which I used up and then I haven't repurchased since. I think I mentioned in the video it made my hair feel really nice. It smelled really good. My hair was really soft when I used it, and I'm sure it was. I haven't repurchased it. It is a little bit more expensive. It's somewhere in the $20 range, I think. And I have a lot of other hair care products to work through, so I at some point want to go back and repurchase it and just check if it's as good as I thought it was in that video. But I haven't repurchased it since, and I have other stuff that I've been working through, so that's not one that I would say has stuck with me since that video. Next up were my entertainment favorites. So I mentioned the Veronica Mars movie, so if you haven't checked that out, if you don't watch Veronica Mars, definitely check out the series. I think the movie was pretty good. I don't know that it matched up to the first 2 seasons, but it had a lot of those same elements, and it was a good closure movie, so if you were a fan, definitely check that out. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. I've rewatched it multiple times since then because I love the Veronica Mars series. It was a good one. I mentioned Hart of Dixie in that video, which I just caught up on the most recent season again. I think they only have 2 episodes left, and then I'm pretty sure the series is canceled. I don't know that it's been confirmed by the CW yet or anything, but the creator was kind of tweeting out that they were done, and that those were the last 2 episodes of the series. So I think it's going to be done this season I think is pretty much just to wrap up things and make the fans happy for the most part. Like a lot of couples that everybody wanted to get together are getting together and things like that. So it's not as good as it was in the beginning, I don't think, but it's still a really good series. There are some couples that I really like together. They always have great music and things like that. So, and then I mentioned 3 song favorites. I mentioned Carousel by Minor, which came off of Hart of Dixie, which is still a really good one. I still have that on my favorites playlist that I tend to just keep songs on that I love that are kind of consistent. All of Me by John Legend, still a good one. It got kind of overplayed, so I still sing along to it on the radio and stuff, but it's not one that I reach to listen to constantly when I'm not listening to the radio. And then my final thing was Say Something by Pentatonix, which is a beautiful rendition. I will leave that linked in the down bar if you haven't heard it before. It's awesome. Pentatonix is a fantastic a cappella group, so I'm sure you've probably known about them, but if you don't, I will leave that in the down bar because I love that version of that song. It's one of those that I never got sick of. Even though the song was on the radio a lot, I didn't get sick of that song or their version of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of throwback video and seeing my reflections on what I think of those products now versus then. If you guys have any thoughts on any of these products, or if you've done any videos like this, I would love to see those in the comments below. I love to hear what you guys think about products and kind of get to interact with you guys about the products. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.